What is line symmetry? Line symmetry. You need to be clear of this definition. If a graph of a function has the following property, we say it has line symmetry. That is say, a graph, if there is a line y equals, not y equals, it should be x equals a. If there is a line which is x equals a, this line can divide the graph of the function into two parts, such that each part is a reflection of the other part in the line of x equals a in the Cartesian plane. Alright? You can understand this character without Cartesian line. That you say, if there is a straight line that is x equals a, and this is the graph of the function, alright? We say there is a line x equals a, or we can say this straight line exists, so that the graph of the function can be divided into two parts. And each part, this part, is the reflection of this part. And this part is the reflection of the other part. In this situation, we say this graph has line symmetry. The second situation, let's discuss point symmetry. Point symmetry. Alright? If there is a point, for example, this is the point A, B. X coordinate is A, Y coordinate is B, and the graph is like this. This is the graph, right? We say this is the point A, B, and this is the graph of the function. If each part of the graph on one side of this point A, B can be rotated 180 degrees to coincide with part of the graph on the other side of A, B. We say this part, alright, it's composed of points, and this part can be rotated to 180 degrees to coincide with the other part. You can understand the situation like this. For example, if you have this point A, if you rotate this point A about this point A, B, alright? That is, say, this point A is rotated about this point A, B, you can get A prime. And A prime is just on the other part. That is, say, this part. Alright? This point is rotated 180 degrees. You can get A prime. And this A prime is just on the other part of the graph. We say this graph has point symmetry. Alright? That is, you can use the second point B to understand the definition of point symmetry. Point B, if you rotate this point B about this point A, B, you will get B prime. And B prime is just on the other side of the graph. So we say this part can be rotated to 180 degrees to coincide with this part. And this part is just on the other side of this point. We say this graph has point symmetry. You can use this point C, and here it is point C prime. That you say, if you connect A prime, this point A, comma B must be the middle point of the line segment A prime. If you connect point B and B prime, this point A, comma B must be the middle point of the line segment B prime. If you connect C and C prime, this point A, comma B must be the middle point, the line segment C prime. All right? This is the essence of the point symmetry. We say this graph has point symmetry.